Arsenal have signed Mikel Merino from Real Sociedad. The ex-Newcastle and Spain international arrives at the Emirates under the usual amount of excitement and fanfare from the Gooners. Sun Sports tactics guru Dean Scoggins is here. Dino, first things first, what are Arsenal getting?
Arsenal are getting the final piece in their jigsaw, I think. And this
Another one? How many final pieces of the jigsaw have they had?
This is definitely it. Look, they spent a lot of money on Declan Rice, north of 100 million. We can argue till the cows come home if that was value for money. This is in the region of 25 to 30 million pound deal. Spain international, knows what he's doing, savvy. They are getting a superstar which frees up their other midfield players and wide players to do even more damage. I think City watch out because I think this is the last piece for Arsenal.
All right, well, Declan Rice was supposed to be the one to come in to free up everyone else to do stuff. Now it appears that Declan Rice is the one that needs freeing up. Is there just a constant conveyor belt of freeing up? This time next year we'll be going, Merino needs freeing up. What is he going to be doing? How is he going to be freeing up?
Well, it gives Arsenal more than one option in midfield. At the moment, Arteta knows exactly what he wants from a number 6 and 2 number 8s. And so Rice talked about it in the Euros when he went to play for Southgate. If he plays as the left 8, he's got to get in the box. Sometimes he's the furthest player forward, further forward than Havertz or Martinelli for that cross that comes perhaps. We all know what Odegaard does. And maybe Merino plays at the base of midfield with Rice on the left. But Merino being left-footed means that he can play to the left and Rice can probably go back to his preferred position as that number 4, number 6 in front of the back 4. And look, basically what it gives Arsenal is 2 grafters and a genius. You know, they've got Odegaard, who is the best player in the Premier League in that position. And then they've got these 2 guys, win duels, win ball in transition, drive forward with the ball and give it to Martinelli and Saka to run riot.
City fans probably screaming at the screen at the moment about him being the best player in the number 10 position, Odegaard. But is it fair to say then, because what you've described then, it sounds like he could just be a replacement for Granit Xhaka, who he was definitely past it, went on to Bayer Leverkusen, won the Bundesliga without losing a game. Is he just the Spanish version of Granit Xhaka and a few years younger?
I wouldn't like to think that Merino would call himself the Spanish Granit Xhaka, but yeah, he does give that balance as a left of a 3. He is left-footed, and Arsenal have got a balance problem in that they generically attack down the right-hand side. Saka's there, right? Give it to your best player, no problem. Give it to Odegaard inside right, give it to Saka, cause chaos down that right-hand side. But if they can attack down both sides, then that's an enormous push in the right direction. We're talking about a player with Merino, who won more duels than any other player in Europe last season. The only player to win 300 head-to-head duels. He's also an absolute monster in the penalty area. He's a big guy, well over 6 foot, wins loads in the air. Arsenal were the best at attacking set pieces last year.
So you mean
Rice took corners.
In the opposition
area and his own penalty area. He's going to be an asset in both boxes as well. And, you know, we've talked about Arsenal before being soft, and that soft underbelly which has cost them games, which then goes on to cost the title. Not with those 2 in midfield. He's a really, really good player. He's not going to come in and take a game by the scruff of its neck like Odegaard, but he doesn't need to, because if there's 3 of them in there, as I say, 2 grafters and a genius, then they're going to be a lot stronger. And there will be games against Man City, against maybe Spurs, Liverpool, and, you know, away at West Ham, perhaps away at Villa, where they'll want to play with 2 6s, where they can move Merino in alongside Rice, and Odegaard plays as a number 10. And then you've got real beef in that midfield. He's going to be fun to watch as well because, you know, he's a shithouse. He plays that way. He's a right pain in the backside. He'll be in referees' ear. He's a savvy player, played lots of European football. He's just going to make Arsenal better, unfortunately.
Well, you say it's going to be fun to watch. Not as fun as it's going to be watching you try and stopping yourself saying Mourinho every time you have to say his name. Well, look, cut to a couple of months down the line if he's pulling on that red and white shirt at the Emirates. If he's booing or getting booed by the home fans and tell him to F off as he's walking off as a sub, we'll know the Granit Xhaka comparison is complete. But just quickly then, what will he... If he's going to be a starter alongside Declan Rice, What will Arsenal fans and fans of other Premier League clubs looking at that team, what will they notice that's different? I'm assuming you'll say he's going to come in and replace Partey in the starting 11.
Yeah, absolutely. Partey or Jorginho. And Jorginho brings you that progressive pass, right, from that position in front of the back four where he can break the line with a pass. Declan Rice really lacks that. He really lacks that. We saw that for England over the summer. He doesn't play that zipped 20-yard pass into the number 10's feet well enough. He's a little bit frightened to do that, but Merino will do that. And he doesn't play that many passes. He's not in the Odegaard 1-2s all over the place. He's not going to dominate possession, but he picks up little areas of the field where he then can play that progressive pass. The percentage of progressive passes that he plays is very, very high. He does give the ball away quite a lot, but he gives the ball away in high positions. So it's when he's looking for that cutting pass to the winger. So it's not as important, especially with the way that Arsenal win the ball back. And if you've got Declan Rice behind you, you give the ball away, Declan Rice wins it back. So they'll see progression from him, definitely.
And it'll be one of those, like, I guess with the giving the ball away, it's the risk-reward thing.
Absolutely
right. Where for
yeah.
every 2 or 3 that they lose the ball, chances are they win it back. But 1 in 5 or whatever will be a wizardry pass that they score from.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing you can't underestimate as well is how lucky Arsenal were last year with injuries. They really didn't lose their big players.
You could have just said that without the with injuries.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But they had a set team the whole time. They can't expect to go through this season with the same amount of luck from an injuries perspective. So if they do lose Rice, Merino can play left of the 3. If they're all available, either of them can play as the number 6. If they do lose Odegaard, you know, there's a big problem. But it also means that this argument over Kai Havertz needing to play on the left of a midfield 3 because they haven't got somebody to provide that balance goes away. Havertz is going to be the forward man.